Hey, my loves. Welcome back to our channel. We are here with another one. And we are back. You're here with Zar. I'm Zar. Joe is my beautiful fiance that's
Hey,
somewhere in the nation. Where are you
uh-huh.
today,
I'm
babe?
South Dakota.
You had to
I
look.
yeah, yeah,
Listen.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota. South
Oh,
Dakota.
and Joe has a show in about an hour or two, but he wanted
Yeah,
to stop by and chit chat about Ready to Love. So, Ready to Love is a huge cast. So, we're just going to
yeah,
jump right in. Before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. We're trying to expand our content and we want you all to come along with us. So, let's go on ahead and get into Ready to Love. We're going to do episode 1 and 2 kind of like a mashup.
yeah,
First things first, this is our second season really watching Ready to Love, right, babe?
yeah, uh-huh.
And what I liked about the first episode was that nephew Tommy brought his wife along. I thought that was so cute.
Yeah, I like them. I like them a lot. I
I
think
like
they
them
are,
a lot.
adorable.
And she
Yeah,
got good energy. And I feel like we do need to see more representation of Black love, hosting Black shows about Black
yeah,
love. I thought it was brilliant. Like, just brilliant. And
yeah,
I
and
just
older couples.
yes, who
You
been
know what I
together,
mean?
who been rocking.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I think that that's so important to have that representation because we get like millennial love is amazing, right? But you want to see these old mother jumpers who been like, bitch, we got
rocking.
20 some odd years on you
Yeah,
hoes. You know what I mean?
yeah, you do. It's refreshing to see.
It's refreshing. So I really enjoyed how they introduce each person one by one. But what we're going to do is just go through them in order of their name. It's 20 people. I don't know.
Yeah.
How do we do this, babe? It's
No,
20 people.
well, we don't go. We're not gonna go through 20 people, but we'll go through, as they,
The important
as
parts.
the important parts, because there's too many people, and everybody hasn't been significant yet. Like some people just have not really been on camera like that.
Right. True. So
Yeah,
one of the things that super stood out for me, we could just jump right on into it. I think that the first people to meet were Stacy and Deidre. Stacy is the petite little woman, super cute. She
yeah,
has, I think, three kids. One is her oldest son who stayed home from college with her,
yeah,
and just the other two as she went through a divorce and everything like that. And Deidre, I don't think Deidre has ever been married,
yeah,
and I believe he has no children. Yo, this is a lot. But the
yeah,
point is that I enjoyed their first banter. I actually really like Stacy. And I've been going back and forth in my mind about her, babe, because I've been kind of like, is she a little too thirsty? Do she give you a overzealous energy?
No, she doesn't. I think Stacey is cute. I think she gives me that she's green. Like she says, she's new to this. She hasn't
She
dated
ain't
in
seem
a.
that green to me.
She seemed like excited to me, just
Okay.
like green with excitement. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
she seems like she was kind of bubbling because she's in a new space. She said she hasn't dated in a long time.
True.
So I thought she was cute. I thought she was cool.
I thought she was cool. She like interacts with a lot of the other guys, but when she met AJ is the tall,
Yeah,
bald-headed guy that Kyra, the lawyer, calls El Chico
yeah,
or
because
whatever
she
she
had
calls him.
a run in with him.
Right, but when she saw AJ, she was immediately like, hey, how you doing?" Like, and that was like, girl, it's 10. I don't know. It's the first day y'all meeting. Like, is this
Yeah,
the time to be like?
yeah. I think she just was excited, to see somebody. I think that was just her first reaction to seeing
You
the
just
first
think she
guy there.
cute?
No, I think she was just excited. I think she was just excited because they all kind of were like that. Like I think they all just kind of
That's
just jump
true.
right in. You know what I mean?
One of my favorite people actually on this season right now, just based off the first couple episodes, is what is her name? She is the hairdresser with the big
Oh,
old
oh,
booty.
oh! I'm gonna tell you,
Vernisha.
Vernisha.
I
Yeah,
don't know what about Vernisha that really resonates with me, but Vernisha is a super grounded hairstylist and entrepreneur. She owns her own hair salon, and she has three girls.
Mm-hmm.
And she just really,
She got good energy. Yeah,
but she got a bossy, but
motherly, warm. She just warm, like
she
somebody mama.
seems so warm. And I
Yeah.
really, of all the women, she's amongst my favorite. And I think it's largely because, it's very hard to master the warmth and the bossiness that comes with being a woman.
Yeah.
And like, it's a lot of women who are bossy, like, let's be clear, but it's also quite a bit of women who are not warm. So it's like, what I mean? And just to see her and how she maneuvered with the men, I really enjoyed watching her. Now, she came across Troy. Let's be clear. Troy is a predator. I know we jumping all over the place, but we're going to work this out.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but Troy is a predator. Okay.
Why you say that though?
Because Troy first says to her sister Renisha, like, he wanted to know if she wanted to go on vacation, when we gonna go to dinner. You think they'll let us go out of the country, all the stuff like that. And I'm just like, you are pressed.
Yeah. So I remember that now. So basically, Troy is one of those who. It's one size fits all. Like he's using the same line on everybody that he met. Like his whole shtick is like, I'm flying Jones out, and we doing this and we doing that. That's his whole shtick, and it is super predatorial and super stale and creepy to me.
Stale, and we can't believe that you were chosen to actually be ready to love, right? Like I can't believe that y'all picked this man out of men in Houston and decided. You the one. He's ready to love. Like nothing about his spirit gives that. Nothing.
I think Troy is a good scammer, like a finesser. Like I don't want to call him a scammer, but like I think he probably finessed his production interview, and I can see how he comes across as a car salesman to me.
For sure. For sure, a car salesman. Another, and I don't like that. He was also like talking to Alexis like that, and I just thought that was like bad. Like he said the same exact thing.
Yeah, that's what he does.
This to me is also a testament to, because how they're doing it, it's like every week somebody gets a man and a woman will get booted off. This episode, or episode 2, 2 men were asked to leave, and I guess. The issue I have with this process is that it's not geared toward. The issue I have with this is that not all men are the assertive party, right?
Right.
And not all women are demure and need to be asserted upon, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like the men, and this gonna sound weird, not the men who have regular jobs, but the men who are like the mailman, the teacher, I feel like because they aren't like characters, that they're getting a hard way to go. And I do too. Somewhere, but I just feel like I had it on my spirit.
You talking about Christian, and I think that I don't really like how I feel like Christian got dealt a raw hand.
I don't care what nobody said. Y'all stupid.
I think Christian, like you say, everybody has different personalities, and it's like every woman doesn't want a man who is jumping down their throat and is, come here, girl. Every woman don't want the guy who has the personality of Troy. You know what I mean?
And why would you? He for everybody. He is a for everybody ass bull, and that's what's weird to me too. Like obviously we're not further down the line. Hold your thought. Obviously, we're not further down the line where everybody really knows each other's personality, so you can see that he for everybody. But he got an everybody spirit.
Yeah, and I think for you to ex Christian simply because he didn't come off as an aggressor, it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, so he's not ready to love. He's not ready to be a good Christian. That can't possibly be a good man because he wasn't jumping in y'all faces and touching y'all heads. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't get that. I didn't like that.
The fundamental issue I had with that, because I felt like, and we've jumped because this is the end of the episode, but we're gonna get back into it. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I kind of felt like it's kind of skewed towards people who are not predatory but
aggressive. you gotta. It's just like you gotta be the aggressor, like the loudest
Yeah.
voice in the room. You gotta be the big personality, and that's just I like. For a show with 20 individuals on it, why wouldn't there be, you know, a little bit more a mosaic of personalities? You know, I didn't like and I felt like similarly it happened to homeboy from last season who got brought back on Chris.
But can we? I'm glad you went to Chris, babe. Good segue. Let's talk about Chris. So last season, Chris actually got axed off because he was being very intentional with one person, and she just asked him about finances, and they didn't. Oh my God, coronavirus, and they didn't.
Yeah.
And they didn't agree, right? Like so. Oh my God, I'm so glad Joe's vaccinated because they really just hit. Yeah, I just want a moment, child. Lord
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm 6 feet away, so we.
But what I'm getting at is I thought that the way Chris answered the question, Chris was speaking to the young lady. She asked him, well, how do you feel about finances and bills? And he felt like, well, I feel like we should just pay half. And honestly, I understood exactly why they wanted them to be like, we out.
What do you mean?
Like, I felt like no woman, you have to know in your 117 years of life that no woman wants to be in a situation where she has to pay half, right?
Right,
Women
but
will pay half. Let's not get it effed up. More women than not are paying half the bills, if not most of them, doing cooking, cleaning, doing all the things that they should be doing and paying half. But the reality is women want to feel like women. And I think to lead with the fact that like, because I think the way he made it sound was like, oh, that's just the way it's going to be, as opposed to saying like, I want to be in a position where I could pay for everything. If we live in a place where I can handle everything, I'm going to handle everything I can. You know what I mean? That sounds different to women, as opposed to saying, you pay 50%, I'm going to pay 50%. Because now, let's be clear, we're going Dutch.
yeah,
In my room.
I don't remember. I don't remember his delivery being.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I don't remember his delivery being kind of like, you know, sleazy, cheapo, slimy guy. I remember
it wasn't
her just disliking his idea on that, and that's why I thought he got a raw deal, because it was like, okay, that might not be for you. You know what I mean? But
right.
if it's 10 other guys on the show, he's not the only one that if y'all end up together and the odds are, like you were just saying, that if you get with one of these other 9-10 guys, you're not gonna be the only one who he's like, yeah, like we're gonna split bills or whatever. You know what I mean? So I thought that was just, again, like to cut him off because of that one thing. You know what I mean? To me, it was just like kind of like, all right, so it's clear that these dudes got a short leash, and it's almost like it got to be a cookie cutter guy.
That's a good point. But I want to say one more thing, and this is for the congregation. You can't wear your ankles out, your chest out, shiny jewelry, and soul glow in your hair, and want a bitch to pay half. You can't do it all. I think that, like, you can't be that guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got all this money to keep your ankles out. You got your ankles showing, but you don't got to make sure you pay half on these bills. You got to pick a struggle, baby. We can't do like that. Bothers me deeply.
I think Chris is a nice guy. He comes across as a nice guy, and somebody who to me could be, because that's the thing, right? Like, y'all on this show because y'all pickers are off.
Period.
So for you to be like, oh, I had a bad experience with him because of this, that, and the third, or I don't like how his idea of what a wife should be or what marriage should be or whatever. Like, before you even get to know these people, to me, is like, it's problematic. Like, y'all are kind of showing why y'all need to be on here.
I agree, and I agree 1,000%. And I think that, like, everybody really likes Chris, and I don't really. I know he's a nice guy, but
I think that's why.
But you know what it is? It's the chest nakedness for me. I don't really get down with the naked chest. It bothers my spirit.
But I think
another person
I think
that
a lot of people was in Chris' corner because they kind of felt like they felt like he was a nice guy. He got a raw deal, so he ended up having like a groundswell. Like he was talking about it on the show, like he had a groundswell of support because people was like, that's fucked up.
yeah, like they definitely had to do something about it. Like they had to make sure that they reconcile that, because it does look bad. Because that's also not why we're here. We get people who are bosses, who are like self-sustaining and everything like that for a reason. You know what I mean? And I think that's why also Houston is a fantastic place, because most of these people are super successful. I mean, all of them are super successful people, like every single last one of them. Now, one of the people that I liked, and I didn't say this, was Alexis. I want to bring her, come on, full circle with Alexis. Alexis is super cute. She has a son. They call her Alexis Fly. I don't know if they.
I don't like that. I didn't. Alexis came across as really whack to me. And don't call yourself Fly, and because people see me when I'm coming, and they know like that. It's like, come on, calm down off yourself, sis. It was super corny and like pretentious, and then on top of that, she was super thirsty. Like, oh, I seen my son coach, and let me tell you, I've been looking at you. Like, slow down, sis. The boy didn't get out 2 words before you was throwing how you've been looking at him since you started bringing your son to a school and all that other stuff.
No, that's not nice.
She didn't have.
She was not. I didn't. She didn't.
She was thirsty.
Thirsty.
I don't know how.
More thirsty than Stacey ASS.
Oh, she was the thirstiest one there.
No, sit down. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that. Bust down in the comments. I do not. Did you not
watch Alexis's whole spiel about how I've been looking at you for years and
let's backpedal, because this is what I mean when I say that some women have the demeanor where they are assertive enough. She saw her opportunity. She said, "Oh, you here? That means you're available. I'm here."
Sis, he's not going nowhere.
Previously,
slow down. He's not going anywhere, sis. Like, she was trying to eat the whole meal. She was trying to eat the whole meal in one setting. Like, this is.
Get that from her. I don't appreciate you saying that about her.
I'm really surprised that you didn't, because I thought it was very obvious that she was being like super thirsty and like super like aggressive. Like, calm down. Like, it was she was
about her.
I mean, it's true. She was talking a mile an hour, right? Like, that was the first thing. Like, they sat down and she was like, like, she was like, yeah, I saw you in the field. When I saw him, then you was and then I was married, and so I couldn't do this and like, she was giving way too much information in 2 seconds of sitting down with the guy. And then she was just coming on like way too strong. I
didn't really get that from her, but I will say this. I like Jason. I like his demeanor. I like his presence. He gives me he reads a little young to me. Not like seeing him visibly young, but like almost like mentally young.
Yeah.
And I find that kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, that makes me a little nervous. But I actually really like Jason. I thought that he's one of those better picks. And I like Jason because he's also very assertive. And I appreciate that. Like, I appreciate him being in a space where he's like, you know, he'll just walk up to these women and speak his mind. He met Tressa. Tressa is the full figure woman who is the comedian. And Tressa gives me, when they introduced Tressa on the special with Uncle Tommy and his wife, I actually understood completely why. Tressa gives me single. And I know that sounds so bad.
What you mean by that?
Like, I believe that your partner should possess something, right? Just a little bit of, I think swag is a fascinating thing, right? Like, she used the term that she was speaking with somebody with Khalil, who was the first one to get booted off. She was speaking to Khalil, and she just said he just is not like swaggy enough. And part of me gets.
Oh, that was the teacher.
The other teacher, yes.
Yeah,
and part of me understands that, right? And then the other part of me is like, y'all don't even know what the hell y'all be talking about. Y'all
Yeah.
really just be saying stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think there's something to meeting a man's man. Let's be clear, right? But I also think that it's too premature,
Yeah.
just based on watching it, to say whether or not he got like swag or not. I feel like that's not fair. That's what
Yeah.
I feel like that's not fair because things, it's so hard to come into a situation like that. And B, it's one thing to be super confident, right? But it's also another thing where some people that ain't even just they steez. Like you
Right.
gotta learn a mother jumper sometimes to get like they whole like vibe.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like because she was married before. She got married super young. I think she said 19 years old.
Mhm.
And she has one daughter. And even when she was in a special and she was talking about her daughter, she said, like, whoever I'm with is going to have to understand I spend a lot of time with her. And I was thinking, like, it's your daughter. Like, those small things that people, like, say to me is always just, like, weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this says more about you than it does the person that you're dating. Like, you know what I mean? Because does that mean you have an uncomfortable, not an uncomfortable relationship, but are you always around your daughter to the point where you can't even allow somebody into your life?
And I would think that that's definitely a factor as to why she's on the show. Like, so, you know what I mean? Everybody is coming with something and something that added to them playing their part and why they've been single for 17 years, like the two ladies that have and stuff like that. Like, and for her, maybe that is it. Cause I don't even see why you bringing up your daughter. Cause how old is the daughter?
She's like, I think she's a grown woman. She's
That's
like,
what I'm saying. So for me, I don't even know why you would bring up your daughter as if she was a child. Like, you know what I mean? As if like,
which
she
would
was a
make
baby.
even more sense. Like
Right,
that's not
right.
something you have to even speak about. You know what I mean? And furthermore, most of these people are full grown people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like most of these people have kids. Or want them. So it's like, it just was really fascinating. And not that I'm trying to like dissect people and figure out like who got issues or whatever the case may be. But it is fascinating to see a group of relatively middle-aged. But let's move on to, I want to get to Liz. Oh my goodness, Liz. Liz is the super cute woman. I think she is a TV producer. Okay. And I thought that was fascinating that, I don't know, I'm loving the career
I like Liz.
that Black people have.
Yeah. I like Liz.
I like Liz too. I like Liz a lot. And I think this is a moment that, I'm kind of corny. So one of the moments that kind of gave me secondhand embarrassment what was the moment that gave me secondhand embarrassment, babe? I'm not
when they started singing Negro spirituals together or whatever it was. Yeah.
So David and Liz started singing Negro spirituals together. David is twice married, okay? Or going on his third marriage if he meets somebody, right?
Yeah.
And I actually like Liz. I like her energy.
I do too.
I liked all the women, to be quite honest. Not really any of them gave me any calls, but I some more than others, and I like Liz a lot more.
See, I'm surprised that I'm surprised that Alexis, like the way she was. Because you typically don't buy with people who talk about themselves like that. So that's why I'm surprised that.
It's not that. Let's be clear. I thought that was corny. Okay.
That's what I mean. Like,
I thought it was corny. However, I thought I aspire to be that confident.
It's not. It's a thin line, but it's not thin. There's a difference between being confident and being thirsty.
I didn't think she was being thirsty. I aspire to be that confident. I think she's beautiful.
No, you don't aspire to be thirsty. You've never been like that. And I thought it was, but even before we get to the thirstiness, the way she was like, people call me fly girl, Lexi fly, like that. Like, was that not the corniest shit ever? Like, what do you mean? Like, you're a grown ass woman. You talking about people call you Alexis Fly?
From Houston.
Like, come on, bro.
I don't know. It was different. That's what I thought when she said it. To be honest, when she said fly, I'm like, nobody calls you that.
Nobody calls you that. You're a grown ass woman. You got kids. I'm like, they calling you Alexis Fly. Like, what, you a rapper?
As if that's your radio.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm surprised, because I'm like, the way that turned my stomach, like I'm like, oh, you gotta Like, ain't no way you vibing with that. Like,
well, what did you think about Ida? I don't even know what we were just talking about.
We're talking about Liz and David.
We talking about Liz. Thank you, babe, for keeping it there.
Yeah.
But we can move on. David is another weirdo to me. Not because he's been married 3 times or 2 times.
I'm like, damn, David been married. I guess he did. Was it? Are we sure David?
He was married twice. The first time, I think he said she cheated. The first time something happened. The first time. The second time, he married the wrong person.
He said he married the wrong person. Real quick on David, I like David. David got good vibes to me. I don't know what it is about him. He also gives me like Philly vibes. Maybe he giving me like back home, like some, you know what I'm saying? Like,
really?
Yeah, he does. Like, I don't know. Maybe he just has a friendly face, like a familiar face. But I do like David. And I did think that they, I thought their little chemistry was cute. David and Liz together. I like how they kind of was vibing with each other. But yeah, we can flip on from David.
I like David too. I like David a lot, and I hope he sticks around. And I also hope that I don't. And I like David, but I don't think that this is the way he's supposed to meet his third wife.
Yeah, I mean,
can I say that?
You want 3? Yeah, I guess.
I mean, at this point, he probably just picking bitches and just like, come on, fuck it, let's go get married. Like,
yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? But I do like that he has an appetite for love more than anything. Yeah. I like that. Like, I really do like that.
Yeah.
But let's move on to Ida. So Ida got
a lot
named Vicky because she was obsessed with Vicky the robot. I think it was on the Jeffersons or something like that. She had short hair with the blonde at the top, babe.
Yeah, She was a lot. She talked too much. Nobody could get a word in, and she was just a lot.
She was a lot, and quite frankly, I thought she was. She gotta go. She was the one who on the special said she either gonna be with the aunt after this. She feel like this her last straw because she might just be the rich aunt passing out cash at Christmas, and I think that might be the way she need to go.
Yeah,
I think she's gonna find a weirdo. I like. She said she don't think her grandma know her name.
Yeah, she was doing too much. She was talking too much. And was Ida the one that was telling the cat story?
No. Oh my God. The cat story is her name Andrea? Oh God, let's get.
Oh. I'm sorry, Andrea.
Andrea was talking to Dietrich. Okay.
Yeah.
Very handsome man.
Andrea's annoying. Yeah.
Andrea is a flight attendant, and she was talking about her cat, and her cat that was lost. And don't get me wrong, I think that is a pertinent story.
No, it's not. It's a ridiculous story that nobody wants to hear.
I think 1,000%. It bothered you that day.
No. That's not what you do. This is why you're here. This is why you're here, because you do shit like this on the first date, and dudes are like, "I'm out." The bull couldn't wait. He could not wait to get up. He was like, there's spaghetti over there. Like, let me go. Like, he couldn't wait to get up.
But let's talk about somebody who couldn't. Andrea is weird, and I do not disagree. But she had a conversation with Ron, okay? Mm-hmm. Ron looked like somebody I know. Like, for real. And he got a list like somebody I know. So I don't want to say something inflammatory about him because I think I know Ron. But he is down there. He had a conversation with Andrea, okay, that I thought was a fascinating one when he was speaking to her about her career as a flight attendant and what that would look like in the home as a wife, which to me was a red flag and made it very clear that this is why you single, because you don't even know this woman. Y'all ain't even on a date. Y'all really just getting to know each other. Hey, what's your name? And you talking about her giving up her career for some babies you don't got?
Yeah, that's the thing. It was a little too early to even be on that subject. Like, you just met them. But I guess when you at a certain, you know what? That's why y'all here. Like, cause I can understand like being at a certain age in a certain place and being like, you know what? Like the one lady, I can't remember, said, my eggs is, my biological clock is ticking, right? Although that can be true,
Yeah.
The first 5 minutes of meeting a man is not the time to be talking about how your biological clock is ticking. And that is probably part why you're on the show. Like, you know what I mean? So you got to pick your spots and pick the timing. And Ron's timing was just off. Like, it's not like, although that might be,
it was so
although that might be how you want to run your household and how you, which is plenty of people it's plenty of people and plenty of couples that live like that and that it works for. So it wasn't like he said anything weird. It was just the timing. Like, y'all got to slow down. Y'all just meeting these people.
You're just meeting these people. But when she said, okay, I need to go over there and talk to him.
She said, let me go find him.
Like, who is him?
She's like, anybody. Anybody.
That ain't even somebody you need to talk to. Sis.
Yeah, anybody.
She like anybody. But I did think, honestly, I thought Ron would have been on the chopping block to go before.
I did too. And I feel like he low-key was in something.
Something must be brewing, or he there for something else. The last person, we actually didn't talk about Joel or Joel. I don't know if I'm saying his name right or wrong, but his wife passed away, and he has little people. And
I like
little
Joel.
people huh?
I like Joel.
You know what it is? I also, this might be the uncultured spirit in me. Okay. You get used to dealing with like East Coast men. That Southern swag.
He's very Southern. And it ain't for everybody.
And it don't be hitting my spirit right. Cause it almost feels like it's corny to me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're an East Coast girl. They love it.
Swagalicious.
Yeah. He Diddy down there. They love it.
He's Diddy. He's beautiful.
Yeah.
He got you know what I mean? He's career oriented. He got some side hustles. Like, I get why people into him, but all that baby.
Yeah.
Get out my face.
Yeah. But that's the vibe. That's the culture, you know what I'm saying? But he got good vibes to me. He seems genuine to me. His story about the kids and it was a lot. It was so sad to hear the story, but then so good to see, what he's doing and the amazing dad that he is, and having to carry on as a single dad after going through that, having to be alive. I listen, if God take you, he better take me right along with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that he was I was just admiring him. Like the fact that you just get out of bed and go to work in the morning after losing your wife like that, and have, I just thought I like him a lot. And I thought that his story added to why I like him, and I'm pulling for him, and I hope that he finds somebody.
I do too. And I kind of like the energy him and Big Booty Vernisha had.
Yeah.
I really was feeling it. And I think that, I like to see, like, if you're already a parent and you want to merge family, I really don't see any issue with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really, really, really am rooting for people, because I think that you can have children and move on and live a full life and find love and all those things. And your children are better for it because you're in spaces where you are loved and they get to see that.
Right.
But I thought that this first episode was fascinating. The one thing that I really want to touch on, we went through everybody, y'all, believe it or not. I think. Let me go. Wrong call.
Yeah.
The only person. Oh, you know who we didn't talk about?
Who?
Amber and Chrysanthemum. I'm gonna say her name right. Chrysanthemum, which is a beautiful name, by the way. I think it's a flower.
I don't know about that.
Chrysanthemum. She calls herself Chris. And
I don't like. I don't like Amber, but go ahead.
I feel the same way, but we're gonna get to Amber. But Chrysanthemum, I actually I like her energy. She is a flight attendant as well. So hats off to y'all, be out here in these streets. And she just was saying it was hard to find somebody to date because people aren't intentional. Men aren't intentional with her. And speaking and keeping the communication going, even when she's on the road or whatever the case may be, which is so fascinating to me because men can be on the road for anything. And women,
but it's also a hard life to build a family around. You know what I mean? That's what the boy was saying. Like, that's why I said he ain't say nothing crazy. Like, you trying to build a family, a relationship, and you on the road, you out the house,
But
for a
but
long
the
period of
daddy
time.
home.
But that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times, the this is why we call women and black women especially the backbone, right? You know what I mean? This is why, because they stirring the pot, they holding everything together. If he out and the kids is running and she's pulling the schedule and da 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 da, and so it's tough to. I can't imagine sitting down with a woman and she like, yeah, well, I'm out the door, every other week, or I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like, especially if that's not your vibe as what you're looking for to build a family and what you're looking for to build a wife. Like I tell people all the time, like dating people in certain professions ain't for everybody. Dating a musician, I tell people all the time, it's not for everybody. And I feel like the same way, dating a flight attendant or somebody like that, where some people don't do well with long distance stuff and having to be alone for long periods of time and whatever and stuff like that. And so I can understand that. That doesn't mean you're any less of a man or woman if you feel like this lifestyle ain't for me. You know what I mean?
I think you're absolutely right. However, I do feel like we have to really take that mantle off of black women. We have been, to your point, do we hold people down? Are we the backbone? Yes. But guess what? Can somebody be our backbone? We is tired. Okay? We is
Well,
tired.
wait.
If
I'm
we
not.
want people to go out and we want to travel, I think I understand where you're coming from, honey. But I do think it negates the fact that we got dreams too. And we got spaces that we want to be in, or whatever the case may be. And men find a way at every turn to sacrifice their family to get whatever they want. But women got to make the decision.
No,
to
no,
say,
no, 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 no,
oh,
no.
I'm
So,
going
so
back
let's
to
be
my
clear.
house.
Hold on.
I
I
gotta
want to,
get one.
I want to be clear because this got mistaken last time in another video. I'm not saying that nobody should be there for you and be backing any woman with any type of dreams. I'm saying that there's nothing wrong with somebody who feels like that lifestyle isn't for them. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's
No, I
nothing
don't disagree with that,
to
but
say
I just want
because the same way that I say if somebody, when I was single, if somebody felt like this lifestyle is not for me, I can say I understand that, and there's and not think any less of you. And I feel like I feel the same way about any man or woman who goes, that lifestyle is not, dating a woman in that lifestyle or man in that lifestyle is not for them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that that's okay. I'm saying that woman, she can find somebody who is down for it, but it is something that is hard. You know what I mean? To act like it's not hard is not realistic. It is hard.
I'm not saying that it's not hard. We do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying that I wonder, even in this relationship, if the roles were reversed, how would this look? That's you know what I mean? Like, and I think that so often black women have to be those that, like, I gotta make sure I'm doing this, because if I don't make sure, who gonna make sure of it? I gotta make sure I'm doing that, because if I don't,
I think we talking about different things, because I'm not saying that we're not disagreeing. I'm just saying something different. I'm saying that that for some people that lifestyle is not for them. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that woman, that career woman, doesn't deserve love or doesn't deserve. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that I can understand another man saying I don't want to build a family like that, and I understand a woman saying I don't want to build a family like that. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I mean?
I get it. But let's talk about Amber, and then we'll go to Kyra and AJ. So, Amber, how did you feel? So why didn't you?
It's just her attitude. I don't like her attitude. This bland, like, you know what I mean? This kind of like, it was just her vibe. Her attitude was off to me. This whole thing, like why are you here if you feel like it seemed like
that energy.
Like, why are you here? Like, you know what I mean? Everybody's like super excited and into conversing and blah blah blah, and everybody like kind of was bubbling, and then she was just like, yeah, I'm above this, like,
It
this
gave
is blah, blah, blah.
it gave that. it gave that. But you know what else I didn't really care for? She was having a conversation with, I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was Dietrich, actually. It was either Dietrich or AJ. I can't remember their faces right now. She was having a conversation. She basically asked him, what are your flaws, kind of like, what's the reason why your relationships haven't been successful? And I kind of felt like that's premature.
That again, timing. Yep.
And he did say mean girls, which I thought was immature. Okay. However, I felt like it wasn't time to have this conversation. We just need to be like,
well, he just didn't answer it.
We from? Oh, you from Philly?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he just didn't answer it, because like, mean girls is not an answer to a question of what your flaws is.
Right.
That she didn't ask you what don't you like what are you not attracted to? Mean women, which is reasonable. But for him to say that and not answer the question, but again, like, I think that it just wasn't mentioned because that's not really this isn't a job interview.
And I think that some people are beautiful people, and I think that they are catches, like, you know what I mean, in the like traditional sense of what a catch is. But I just don't think that everybody is good at dating. See, people are good at fucking. You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all real good at Netflix and chill. Yeah. But a lot of y'all really do not. You lack interpersonal skills and the ability to communicate with other people. And I think that that's a large part of why beautiful people, successful people, are alone. Yeah. Because if you were in a space where you could recognize, not to say that she got to dim her light, make herself small, because quite frankly, I think she is it. But I also think that, like, you come off unapproachable. And you coming into this, we talked about this a while ago, just on a personal level, where you coming into this situation like you are the CEO of your firm, and here you're not. Here you are a ground level entry. This is an entry level position like everybody else. Y'all all single and y'all all here in the same place at the same time. And I think she's coming with this attitude of, like, you know, of her professional resume, like this attitude of like, I'm here and I'm married already, so why am I here? You know what I mean? And it's like, no, you here, you ain't no better than nobody else that's here. Yeah, so. Yeah, I was really kind of like taken aback by her whole demeanor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't really sold on her, but I'm hoping.
I wasn't either. And I think she would have got voted off had they let the men vote a woman off.
It was either her or Ida.
Yeah, it was gonna be her or Ida. I agree.
It was her or Ida.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, lastly, we'll wrap this up, but I really wanted to get into this. I saved this for last for a reason. Because I thought this was a fascinating conversation that Kyra and AJ had. So AJ and Kyra actually knew each other. Previously, they went on a date, 2 dates with one another. First date went really well, but the second date was not so great, because she was under the impression that AJ was going to pay the check. She used the ladies' room, and when she came back from the lavatory, the bill had not been paid. So she was kind of.
Well, she put her card down. That's the other. She put her card down and then went to the bathroom. So she was dating him or testing him or something like that. Because then when she came back, she was upset that the card had not been moved. Because he said I went to go move the card and put my card in, and then his card was declined. And then he said, well, then since my card is declined, her card is already there, I'll just let her do it. And he felt like it wasn't a big deal. And it ended up being a big deal.
But it ended up being a big deal. So, okay, let me say this. I watched this twice. The first time around, I thought, she giving him a hard way to go. It's not that deep. The drinks didn't cost you that much. Obviously, it's the principle, right?
Yeah, it was the principle.
But at the same time, I'm thinking, it's just drinks. That's not a good enough reason to me to stop seeing somebody. I
felt the same way. I felt like it was similar to this. I felt like it was similar to the situation of the guy was talking about how his idea of bills and splitting bills and all that stuff. Like, you thought you had a good time, seemingly from her standpoint, y'all had a good time outside of that.
Right.
Like you was attracted to him, y'all went out and decided that it was good enough to go out for a second time. And so you just was done with him because there was never this is the first time that y'all had a conversation about it. So
No,
for him to even tell you the story of like, she said, that's right. She said that they talked and he was kind of like upset about it or something like that.
Like, well, I just need a different kind of woman. If you're not gonna be okay with situations like that, I need a different kind of woman, which made her the issue as opposed to the fact that you didn't have no goddamn money. This is what changed what changed my thought process.
Yeah, okay.
This is not that deep. You know what I mean? Like, girl, we all been there. It ain't that deep. Sometimes you gotta, and I'm the queen, I ain't paying for shit. But I also understand that sometimes you gotta give people grace, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that she wanted to give him grace, which is why she had the initial conversation with him. And then when he made it like she was the issue, like she wanted too much, that's when it became a problem. She was like, I'm done with him. And quite frankly, I'm proud of Kyra because I agree 50,000%. Had you just said, you know what? Because a real one, the problem is that y'all be out here lying. That's really what the problem is. The problem is that you had pump fake all this time. You're a grown ass man. You ain't got more than one card.
And you should.
You ain't got more than one card.
And being
more about you than it do about me.
And being a man, you should have been man enough to say what you said in the conversation that y'all had on the show. You should have been man enough to say that when it happened. You know, you should have just said it in the bar. You know what I mean?
And so I mean, charge that to my head, not my heart, because guess what? Things happen to everybody. But I would like, this is not a representation of how I treat women.
Especially if you wanted to take her out again. Especially if you wanted to take her out again, you would want to be like, let me rectify this before I mess this up.
He ain't say he ain't want to take her out again.
Right, he didn't. You're right.
So I'm hoping, I kind of just felt like another reason why y'all this is why, ladies, we got to start asking these mother jumpers what their credit score is on the first.
Yeah, that's why you're on the show too. Because it's too early. It's too early to be talking all that.
Men would love to talk about, I don't want this. I want to be equally yoked. Equally yoked them goddamn credit scores.
Yeah.
If them credit scores equally yoked.
You can't meet it.
Experience, matching that TransUnion. Okay. That's what we need to know. Don't nobody give a damn about nothing else. Like, you want to sit up here. People be so.
You'll stay single doing that.
But the issue I have with this, Joe, the issue I have with this so deeply is that everybody, but here we are kicking off Christian, who got a job and probably a pension and all that shit, and this motherfucker can't even pay a bill, but he tall and bald-headed though.
And I did like, you're right, and I did like, and that's why y'all on here. Because y'all pick her result. But I did like what Kyra did for Christian and the way she gave me like these like genuine like vibes of like, I want to help this guy out. And you know, she said she felt like a brotherly vibe from her. And I like that she would, you know, felt like she could step up and be like, listen, bro, they thinking about kicking you off or whatever, so you need to X, Y, and Z. You know, I still don't think he should have had to leave because his personality wasn't the same as Troy's. You know, but I did like what she did.
A mailman.
That part too.
And prove me wrong. The real mother jumping tea is that we live in an era where people think if you do anything else but a motherfucking 9 to 5, you got all the money. And I am here to tell y'all that is a lie. I know these mother jumpers. Like, I be hanging out in their circles. They broke. Okay. Like, y'all, like, I mean, no money. The fact that AJ would call himself a music producer and then sit up and tell a story about his car was declined. You ain't got no money?
Yeah, that was like, wait, so what does he do?
Because obviously producing music, ain't it?
Yeah. Right. Because he said that he kind of fell into that. So, like, what was you doing before? Because he said that the music thing was just like a thing of recent. Like
I don't know. He has hobbies, but that's not. You understand what I'm saying? This is my problem because we're creating a culture of like the women can be lawyers and this and that, but if a man got a job, like that's an upstanding job. The post, I don't care what a post office. a police officer. I know we live in this culture where if you behold, you got a 9 to 5, you this, you that, you ain't shit. But that's not the truth, y'all. In middle
Yeah,
America, the postman is that bull. The guy
yeah.
who drives the truck in middle, he driving the bus in middle America is the man.
Forget middle America. The bus driver in Philly is the guy. If you work for
If you
SEPTA, you out
a
here,
bus driver right now, you are that
and that's not
bull.
middle America at all.
You understand what I'm saying? So I kind of think that this is classist as well. And I think more than anybody, Black people can be very name brand, very classist,
Yep.
and I mean that respectfully. We
Yep.
got this thing where we can, especially Black women.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about we will make it work with a mother jumper we find attractive more than somebody we don't find attractive who will give us everything. Who will provide us all the things. And not just because like attraction is like not important. I'm not saying an ugly mother jumper. I'm saying just somebody you wouldn't pick first. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying I wouldn't pick him first, but he do everything else.
And in Christian's case, it wasn't even attractive. Like nobody felt like Christian wasn't attractive. In Christian's case, it was just a matter of, him being this loudmouth aggressor dude, you know what I mean, and him having a meek job. That's all it was. It wasn't even attraction.
Who want to kiss everybody in the mouth and tell him he gonna fly them everywhere.
Yeah,
this is a y'all issue. I'm curious to see how this goes. What's fun for me, excuse me, is watching people who have lived full lives date. These people have lived full lives.
Yeah,
and you get to see how like preconceived notions and it's my way or the highway really, really, really crops up. So I'm hoping that I'm excited for this season. I really am.
Yeah, I like a lot of the people on here, and I'm rooting for a lot of the people on here. So it's gonna be it'll be dope.
Can go.
Yeah, he can go.
He can go.
And so can Alexis. Get them on out of here.
Well, I like Alexis. Don't do that to her.
Yeah, she can go.
I don't like that you ain't liking her. Is it because she dark skinned? I'm gonna make you a colorist in 2 seconds.
What do I go for?
I'm just saying.
No. Answer it, because they don't know. So answer it.
Well, the people gonna call you a colorist.
No. I'm saying no. They won't. You brought that up. Nobody else brought that up. I'm saying, what do I go for?
You like chocolate women.
I like chocolate women. So it don't have nothing to do with. It don't have nothing to do with that. She's corny. I'm surprised that you did not like her. Because she's
like
corny.
When I grow up.
She's corny.
I don't mean that if around the same age. I'm just saying like
if you met Alexis in a room, you would be eating her up in my phone, texting me. The way she was in there. I mean, we've been around people like Alexis, and you didn't like them. I could think about one or two of them right now. Of course, I'm not gonna say their name on here. Like, of course, we still filming. Like, I'm not gonna say their name.
I give a damn. Say their name.
I'm not. But see, that's when I'm just people that talk about themselves like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm this, I'm that. People. I don't. What?
Yeah, you're right.
You don't like people like that. Like that's why I was shocked that you like even. I was shocked that you said you was riding, bro. Like,
I'm riding for her, Alexis. Girl, I'm holding you down. Okay, we don't give a damn about what he said.
Why? But why? Why?
I like her.
Why?
There's something about her spirit that I get. I get her.
Yeah, I don't. Well, you so.
Who gonna say it if she don't say it?
Sorry, you. This is not. What are you talking about? Like nobody. You don't act like that. Nor do you hang around people who acts like that. So I don't know.
If you know me, you know I really don't.
Yeah, like I don't.
But I do.
You would never be friends with Alexa in real life. You would never be friends with her in real life. Like if you met her, you wouldn't be friends with her.
That's because I hang out with. I was gonna say something real mean, but not mean, but y'all not gonna like this. But I hang out with people who are like I feel who are highly intellectual. Like those are people I really vibe with. So like that aesthetic thing don't really vibe with me. Like,
you wouldn't hang out with nobody who talk about how everybody thinks she's so fly. That's what I'm saying.
Like if you more
come on, bro, that was corny.
It doesn't really vibe with who I am.
Okay, so let's bring it full circle. That was corny. No, it was corny. Okay, like this whole thing that like it's me and like no.
But
it was corny.
I'm saying that
it was
because
corny.
I would love to be that confident.
Yeah, no, it was corny.
Either way, we're so excited for this journey on Ready to Love. Uncle Tommy is so bomb. One of the things that I loved, and we're going to end this on this. The biggest thing that I love that Uncle Tommy did, and I missed my thought before, he made every man who said that they like Chris say her full name, which is Chrysanthemum. He said Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum, and being a woman named Intisar, I'm going to tell you, the men that I've really had serious relationships with always said my name. My full name. You know what I mean? It was like very rarely was it Zar, whatever the case may be. And I think it's something about speaking to somebody. Y'all can say Tchaikovsky and Dostoevsky and all those other things. You can say Chrysanthemum, period. We're going to leave it at that. Say her name.
Right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining Joe and I. I hope you enjoyed this. It'll get better, we promise. This is a large case. So as it slims down, the better the reviews will get, okay? So let us know how we did. Bust down. What do we need to talk about? Chit chat with us, and we'll see you beautiful mother jumpers later.